Hello and welcome to Arctic's Cool Game Facts. Today we are going to be covering the Pokemon franchise. There's not enough to really cover just one, so, well, I mean there is, but there isn't. I just figured, to heck with it, we're going to go with the shotgun blast in this one and cover them all. So, yeah. So the original game, the first Pokemon games, came out in America in, well, it was in 98. It was September 30th, 98. Generation 2 came out in 99, and then it went on to 2002 for the third, and 2006, and 2010. I mean, it's been a pretty big franchise. A lot of people know it. It's one of the biggest franchises that Nintendo has for their Game Boy. Just altogether huge. Kind of cool little thing before we get into the facts. Each game color that has come out also represents a character in the manga. Red, blue, yellow, ruby, sapphire, all of them. If you look in the manga, there is actually a character for representing each name for each game, because that game is supposed to be basically their journey, and it's, yeah. And so it ties in with the manga. Very, very, very cool there, though the doesn't show any, the game's never shown any cameos from like Red, Blue, or whatever going through it, except for Red in Generation 2 up in the mountain. But in the original Red and Blue versions, Professor Oak was battleable. Well, I'm not going to say in the original, because it was prior to release they removed that. In fact, the only way you can find out anything on that, like what he had and all that, is with a Game Shark. But he is set with an entire team because he was going to be battleable. Less related to the games, but still kind of related to the games, Jinx. Jinx was originally black, but due to the big lips and the stereotypical look of the black Pokemon Jinx, they decided to change her color. In some instances, she's still black, but they changed her colors to prevent racism. In most of the, I'm going to say all of them, but I'm pretty sure, I know it's most of the Pokemon games. In your room, you will see whatever the current generation of Nintendo console is at the time of release. An NES, SNES, a GameCube, whatever. And they'll make reference, the Wii, etc. They're in all of them. Pokemon Crystal in Japan was compatible with phones, but that port did not come over to America because at the time we did not have smartphones capable of doing anything like that. This one was a pun you may not have caught. It definitely caught me by surprise. Kind of like the Jinx one. The legendary birds are actually kind of a pun of their own. Let me explain. Articuno. Articuno. Zappa dos. Mol tres. Yeah. Uno, dos, tres. Victini. Victini is the only Pokemon to date to have a Pokédex entry of 000 at the time. It now has a regional Pokédex entry of like 400 and something. I'd have to look it up because I can't remember. But it was 000 at one point. The Gen 3 games, Ruby and Sapphire, are the only games where you meet your dad in the game. Other than Ruby and Sapphire, you never see your dad. In the first generation, you guys may not have caught this, but in the first generation, all of the towns are named after colors, and everywhere you could go was named after colors, including the Indigo Plateau. In fact, the only one that was not named after a color was Pallet town. If you look hard enough, if you venture in the right areas, typically in one of the big cities, you could run across in all the games, or at least almost all the games, yet again, you can actually meet the programmers, the developers, the game creators, and they will reference fourth wall breaks constantly. Oh my gosh, they will break the fourth wall more times than Deadpool in 30 minutes. Originally, in original concept, when it came out, Gold and Silver were supposed to be the last of the franchise. It was not supposed to go past Gold and Silver. But they made so much money that they were like, oh wow, we're going to go ahead and keep this going. It's very successful. Oh, la-di-da. Thank you for sitting through this video. Please leave a like, and if you would like to, leave a comment. And as always, I'll catch you all next Saturday with another GameFAQs video, and as always, have fun.